everyone, my name is Marie. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video, I'm working on another family home, and this time it's another Craftsman home, but it's a more modern version of a Craftsman home, I guess. It also kind of looks like a suburban, but I still feel like I really took some like Craftsman aspects and worked with that. So I still feel comfortable calling it a Craftsman home. I think that's basically what it is. And I'm building here in the world of San Sequoia. Once again, I feel like I mention this every time I build here now, but I love it here so much. I promise at some point I will be back going to like different worlds. Well, actually my previous speed build was an apartment, so that was not in this world. That was in Evergreen Harbor. So we took a little bit of a break already, but yeah, for this one, we're back in the world of San Sequoia, and I'm working on this corner lot. I think this is a 30 by 20 lot, which we have a lot of those in the new world, in the world of San Sequoia, that is. I feel like we are lacking some like larger lots, because ideally I would have liked to build this on a lot that would have been like slightly bigger so that we could have a backyard instead of a side yard, because I keep doing like little side yards instead of backyards for the houses here, because I end up having like not enough space in the back of the house to actually create a nice backyard. So you can see that for this one as well. We have no space in the back, so I decided to do a backyard on the side of the house, which also looks really cute. I really like how that looks, but I feel like I've been doing that for a few builds in a row now, so it'd be nice to have, you know, the opportunity to just build on a little bit of a bigger lot. I mean, there are some bigger lots that I could utilize, but I really liked this lot and the location of it and the fact that it is like on a corner. I really always enjoy that. So that is what I went with. Here I skipped over a little bit of me like fiddling around with the floor plan and the wallpapers and stuff like that. And then it took so long that I decided to just skip ahead. And then this portion of the video, like I did part of this house over on stream. Most of this house I just did by myself, but part of the house I did over on stream, which was a lot of fun. So I figured out the window situation, the color scheme for the house, and we did a little bit of furnishing as well. We did some landscaping over on stream, so that was really fun. And then the rest of the house I just did by myself. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. But yeah, I really like how this house came out. Like I said, it's a Craftsman type home that goes nicely in this world, kind of blends in with the rest of the world, but it is more on the modern side of things. I didn't use the modern windows from the pack, but I decided to go for the modern windows from the Moschino stuff pack. I thought those would look really, really nice in this house. I went for like white details everywhere. So we have white doors and windows, white staircase, stuff like that. White and gray columns and everything. So yeah, just overall like very bright and white and fresh looking details on the house. And I thought these windows were actually so nice for this house. They work just really well. It gives it a little bit of an industrial look and feel without it being overly industrial, but still like nice and modern. And yeah, I really like how these windows ended up looking. And because they're so big, we end up having a lot of nice like natural light inside the house, and it's so dreamy and pretty. And I just overall really enjoy how this house came out. So this is a 4, potentially 5, well actually it's a 5-bedroom house, but one of the bedrooms is a guest bedroom that also functions as a home office. So yeah, but still counts as a bedroom. So 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 2 hall bathrooms, 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs, and then 1 ensuite upstairs as well. And so for the storyline of the house, I was kind of thinking about that, like who to furnish it for over on stream. And we came up with this little storyline. So we were thinking that this could be for a blended family, so a mom and a dad, and they got remarried, and then both the mom and the dad already had kids from previous relationships or marriages. So the dad, yeah, the details of this storyline I kind of just worked out by myself, but we were on stream, we were kind of discussing how this could be cute for like a blended family. So we do have quite a bit of bedrooms, so we decided to go for 2 parents, a teenager, a child, and then 1 infant. And then we also have an extra bedroom, like a guest bedroom in the home office that I was thinking could be for the grandparents. Maybe grandparents come over a lot. Maybe they live in the area, or maybe they live not in the area, and that's why they need to stay overnight for like a few nights at a time. So it gets frequently used, the guest bedroom. But then for the family living here, it's a blended family. Like I said, I was thinking that the parents are married and they have an infant, which is like their child together, then the dad already had a teenage girl from a previous relationship, and the mom had a boy, a son, who was a kid at this point from a previous relationship, and everyone is like living under the same roof now. They also have, so the teenager and the kid now have a shared sibling, like a half sibling, if you will. I always suck at explaining these things, but I think you get the picture of the family. And for the storyline, I was thinking that obviously these parents have been together for a while because they have an infant now, and they married as well. And I was thinking that the teenager and the kid, so the girl and the boy, do not get along. They really, really do not get along. I was also thinking that the dad, by the way, is a stay-at-home dad. He is a writer and he works from home. And then mom does not work at home. She has a job like somewhere in an office. I'm not exactly sure what kind of job she would have. Maybe she's like a teacher or something. I could see that. But she doesn't work at home, whereas the dad works from home full time. He has a little office / guest bedroom to work from home and do his writing and stuff. So I could really see him being a writer. He's a very calm type of person. He writes fiction books, like stories, maybe like adult fiction or like young adult. I don't know, like young adult, like fantasy is what I was thinking. Maybe like adult fantasy or something is what I was thinking. Maybe he enjoys writing that. And yeah, so he has a daughter, a teenage daughter from a previous relationship. And I was thinking that maybe when the teenager, when she was younger, like when she was a kid, maybe like 7, 8, 9 years old, her actual mom passed away. And then the dad, which is obviously very, very sad. And then the dad really, he never really got remarried, or he didn't really, went looking for like relationships or anything. He was not interested in that at all until he met his now wife, like his current wife, a few years ago. And I was thinking that the teenage daughter, she is having a hard time with that still to this day. And she just kind of really misses her mom. And she likes her stepmom because the stepmom is a nice person and they get along. But I still feel like she's having a hard time with the new family dynamic, if that makes sense, especially now that she has a new young infant sibling. Obviously she loves her sibling very much, but also it's difficult for her to like get used to that. And then with that being said, like when they all moved into the same house, she all of a sudden got a younger brother who is like the opposite to her. I was thinking that since her dad is a writer, she also really likes stories. She maybe likes writing herself as well. And I was thinking that she is very much into yoga, wellness, that sort of thing. And maybe she likes to do like knitting and macrame and stuff like that. She likes to take care of plants. She's a very like down to earth, but very zen type of person, I guess. She's not like one of the popular kids at school at all. She doesn't really have that many friends, but she has a couple of friends that are like really good friends. And she doesn't really care about being very trendy at all. She is obviously still a teenager, so she obviously does care about if people like her, stuff like that. But I feel like she is very, down to earth, and she's not like a very dramatic, popular kid by any means. She's kind of like the opposite of that. And then her step brother is very into like sports. He is very bubbly and he is very rambunctious, is what I was thinking, and just kind of a little bit loud as well, and just really the opposite from her. And that like kind of gets on her nerves. And they're living under the same roof. Obviously they have been for a few years now, but I feel like the parents only decided to like actually get married and live together once they found out that the mom was pregnant with their now infant, I guess 1-year-old, or maybe not even 1-year-old little baby. So that's when they decided to move in here, which is obviously not that long ago. So I feel like the teenager has a little bit of a hard time with that. She doesn't really enjoy sharing a house with her stepbrother. She really doesn't like him. He is too loud. his little friends that come over all the time are annoying. They make a mess of the house, and she just, she doesn't like it at all. And then the boy also doesn't like her friends. Maybe he thinks they're boring. Maybe he thinks she's a little bit weird because she's not like a popular kid or whatever. I don't really know exactly what's going on, but you know, I can just kind of feel that they really don't get along well. And especially the teenager is having a very hard time adjusting to the situation still, even though it's been almost, well, pretty much like a year or so since they moved in here. She's just having a little bit of a difficult time getting adjusted to the situation. She doesn't really like the fact that his dad has a new wife now, even though she is obviously also happy for him and she thinks that he deserves it. She just really still misses her mom every single day. So she kind of like struggles getting adjusted to the situation, and she doesn't always, she just doesn't really always appreciate the situation very much. And so I feel like that's a little bit of a difficult situation for this family to handle, but I feel like it's pretty realistic. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then the sister, the teenage girl, she does have a bedroom downstairs, whereas the rest of the bedrooms are upstairs except for the office/guest bedroom. That one is downstairs. So she got the bedroom downstairs just to be a little bit away from her brother and like have a little bit of distance from the rest of the family, if that makes sense. I thought that would be pretty realistic, and kind of also why I came up with this storyline, because when I was thinking of the bedroom situation, at first I wanted the master bedroom to be downstairs, because initially that was the biggest bedroom, the one downstairs. But then I was like, that is not going to be ideal because we're going to have an infant, and the infant's bedroom is going to be upstairs, and it's going to be annoying because gameplay wise, you probably want to have the parents be very close to the infant. And so I decided to adjust the floor plan. You wouldn't really be able to tell because I did the floor plan off camera. But in the end, I decided to make the now master bedroom upstairs with the ensuite a little bit bigger, and it has an ensuite, and so now it works as a master bedroom, which made sense. So we have the master bedroom with an ensuite upstairs, and then also the kids' room and the infant's room are upstairs as well. And then the teenager's room is downstairs, like I said. But yeah, here you can see, I totally talked over it, but we're kind of almost already finished with the entire living, kitchen, and dining area. It's all in one open floor plan. It's a modern house, so I really liked the idea of the floor plan being very open, everything being in one room, if that makes sense. It was a little bit of a struggle to figure out the floor plan for this, or like the layout, I guess. The floor plan, not so much, but more so like the layout of the kitchen, living, and dining. I figured it out in the end, and I think it turned out really, really nice. I love the color scheme in here. It's very neutral and modern, but still definitely has some pops of color here and there. I also decided to put a little play mat and a basket with toys on the floor to just kind of show that you have some space on the floor to like play around with your infant and do some tummy time and stuff like that. So that all fits. You could obviously add some more toys to your liking as well. That will definitely fit. And if you wanted to, you could put a crib downstairs behind the couch as well. That would be a little bit, feel a little bit squeezed, but it definitely fits. I tried that to make sure that if you want to have a crib downstairs, because it's easy for gameplay to not all the time, like not have to bring your infant upstairs all the time for them to take a nap or whatever. So you could also fit one of those downstairs if you wanted to. But here we have the office space. The office space is actually really, really big. I decided to turn this one into the office and not a bedroom because of the lighting situation. I thought it would be so nice for the dad, since he is a dad who works from home. He is a writer. He probably spends a lot of time in his office here by the computer, so I was thinking that it'd be nice for him to have a nice spacious room with lots of beautiful natural light coming in, and these big windows are just perfect for that. I felt like this would be such an inspiring little room, I guess, so that's what I went with. And since we had so much space left over in this room, I decided to turn it into a guest bedroom as well. I feel like that would be pretty realistic because the family is, well, it's not the biggest family, but it's also not a very small family. So you're gonna have to like make do with the space that you have. And so since this office is so spacious, this could also work as the guest bedroom. At first, I really wanted to put in the bunk bed. I thought that would be so perfect for this office space. but the colors, like the swatches of the bunk bed really did not work with what I was going for color scheme wise. I mean, I feel like I could have made it work, but the wood swatches were just so off and not at all the same as what I was already using in here or in the rest of the house for that matter, that I decided not to do did I call it a bunk bed before? I mean Murphy bed. Did I say bunk bed or Murphy bed? I honestly don't remember what I said, but I obviously mean the Murphy bed. But I didn't go with that one because, like I said, the color scheme just really didn't go with the rest of the room. So I decided to go for Dream Home Decorator. I'm using a lot of Dream Home Decorator throughout this house. So to kind of just tie it all together, I decided to go for Dream Home Decorator bed in here as well with the green swatch, which matches the couch in the living room. And I felt like that would be very nice to the eyes, you know, if you're playing in this house, to have all the color schemes just kind of flow together seamlessly. That's kind of what I was going for. And then for the rest, this room is like, you know, it has some knickknacks everywhere. Obviously a couple of bookcases because the dad is a writer, like I said. And then here downstairs, we have the teenager's room. So for the color scheme in here, I wasn't sure what to do. And then I kind of felt inspired by this red, orangey, pinky red tone for the bedding that I'm using. So I decided to go with that and combine it with some like teal and blue and stuff like that, like some greenish tones. I felt like that was really cute. So for this bedroom, I always really like to go for like typical teenage bedrooms. So either very preppy bedrooms for like the popular girl in school, if that makes sense, or like the jock's bedroom who is very much into sports, like the football player's bedroom, like that sort of thing, which is actually so fun to do now that we have the high school years pack. But for this one, I kind of wanted to do something a little bit less typical, like maybe not so stereotypical, I guess is what I was going for, but still youthful and obviously for a teenager, like a pretty like young, youthful looking bedroom is what I was going for. And I really like the color scheme in here with the red combined with the green and the teal and some blue here and there. I don't know, I felt like it was very nice and colorful and definitely would work for a teenager as well. So they have their bed, they also have a built-in wardrobe in here, and then they have a nice desk as well, and some hanging plants, which is when I came up with the idea that maybe this teenager likes to do like macrame, maybe they like to knit. I did want to put in like a knitting basket and some macrame clutter, but I actually completely forgot because I got distracted by like the yoga mat clutter. That's when I came up with the idea that maybe they are very much into wellness, working out, but more so like yoga Pilates type thing. So not necessarily running or like the treadmill or like weightlifting, what have you, not necessarily that, but more so just very Zen yoga and Pilates and stuff like that. I felt like they would be into that maybe. So I placed a little rolled up yoga mat as well. And then I just cluttered up the desk a little bit with some makeup and some jewelry and obviously some school books. And I also gave them a tablet. I didn't give them their own laptop, but I felt like a tablet would be perfect. Maybe they got that one from school or they need it for school or what have you. And then for the rest, I feel like this bedroom turned out super, super cozy. I obviously went for some posters and stuff and some really cute hanging lights. I keep forgetting that we have those little fairy lights, the star fairy lights in the game now. They came with the infant update, their base game lights, but I keep forgetting that they exist. But for this one, I actually remembered, so I placed them across the built-in wardrobe, which I thought was really cute. And then I also included laundry in this house because, you know, it's a family home. I love adding laundry to a family home, so I decided to go for that as well. So downstairs here, we have a full bathroom that is also a laundry space. I was really fiddling around with the countertop situation in here because I really wanted to add some extra storage space in here, but I still wanted it to match like with the kitchen and stuff like that a little bit. So I decided to go for Dream Home Decorator counters in here, but just the, not the ones I used in the kitchen, but the different version of the countertops basically. So that's what I went with. And then I cluttered it up a little bit. I did feel like this, bathroom mostly gets used obviously by the teenager and then whenever there are guests over, and then obviously the shower that is, and then obviously people go to the bathroom downstairs here all the time, but it's more so the teenager who just uses the shower, the bathtub. So it's not as cluttered of a bathroom, but it still has some clutter because it is also obviously the laundry space. So yeah, naturally there would be some towels and stuff hanging around and just a little bit of clutter. And then for the bathrooms throughout the entire house pretty much are this. I mean, the layouts are different for all of them, but the color scheme and stuff is basically the same. I use the same furniture, like the same plumbing and stuff. So I only actually recorded the bathroom downstairs. That's the only one I recorded. But upstairs here, we have a full hall bathroom with a separate tub and shower. And then the parents have a little ensuite bathroom as well. But obviously at the end of the video, I'll do a tour of the house. So I will show you all of the bathrooms with that as well. So up here, we have a little landing space that I tried to make cute, but there's not much going on here because for one, it's a very small space, and two, you know, it's only a landing. Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to really spend any time there. So I just put a little end table and some clutter, some decorations. And then in here, we have the parents' bedroom. The shape of this one is a little bit wonky. Because we have these, the window situation in here also was a little bit difficult. So it might look a little awkward actually, but I actually like how it ended up looking. I'm actually kind of happy with how I worked around the window situation here. I feel like it works now. So I really like the color scheme in here. I went for like a tan type beige, whatever you want to call it, wallpaper, and then I combined it with the light blue siding from the new pack to add a little bit of color, and then it matches sort of the bedding that I used as well. So we have this darker wood tone all throughout here that I kind of also used all throughout the rest of the house. And I feel like it just matches really well with a lighter blue tone because it adds a little bit of color, but it's still very neutral. And then one thing I did that I barely ever do is I put a TV in the parents' bedroom. I never put TVs in bedrooms. I don't know why, because I feel like it is such a realistic thing to have and such a realistic thing to do. But I, for some reason, just never really think of doing that probably because it adds a lot of value to the house. Because TVs are expensive and we already have one downstairs. So to kind of keep the costs down, I always like to do just one TV per house, if that makes sense. That's kind of like a rule I live by subconsciously. I don't know. It's really strange. But for this one, I was like, you know what? Let's put a TV in here. It fits. We have the perfect little wall space for it. Let's go for it. And I feel like it works. But you can obviously delete it because, like I said, TVs are very expensive. So you can obviously just delete it and try and reduce the costs for the house a little bit. But it's going to be very expensive no matter what. So I feel like it doesn't really, it doesn't really matter all that much. But yeah, the parents' bedroom, I tried to clutter this one up. I did put some clutter on the nightstands as well. I used some Seasons in here. I felt like the Seasons nightstands and dresser combined really nicely with the bed that I used in there. Like the wood tones were very close, so I feel like that was really nice. And then up here, we also have the kids' bedroom. And like I said, the kid is very sporty. He really likes to play his sports, and he's just very loud and rambunctious, and he just likes to make a mess and be noisy, which the teenage girl finds very, very, very annoying, like I already explained. But I tried to kind of mimic that in this room. I really like how this room came out. I used a lot of white in here, and then I combined it with lots of blue and also red, which isn't necessarily a color scheme I use a lot. But for this bedroom, I was kind of inspired by the bedding. As you can see, that has some red in it as well. So that's kind of what I went with. And yeah, I placed this toy in here from the kids' room stuff pack, that one like game kind of a thing that you use, I think, Void Critter cards for or whatever. I placed it on the floor, as you can see. I ended up sizing it down a little bit, but I'm not exactly sure if it blocks the routing in this room at all. I forgot to actually playtest that, but if it does block the routing, you can obviously delete it, or you can delete the toy box and just shuffle around the furniture a little bit so that it does fit. But I feel like maybe potentially it doesn't block any routing. Maybe it should work. But I feel like if it doesn't, that's a very, very easy fix. But yeah, this room is very full. We have lots of toys in here, lots of clutter, and just a little bit of a messy bedroom. But I do think it turned out really nice. I really love the blue in here. It is just very bright and very colorful and feels very appropriate for a child, in my opinion. And then here, the last bedroom that we're doing is for the infant. I went for an infant furniture set that I haven't used before. I keep using the same furniture set over and over again. It's that like more modern furniture set. that we have that we got with the update, but today I actually felt like doing this more traditional, which is kind of weird because we do have a very modern Craftsman home here, but I don't know, I really felt like using a different set today. So that's what I did. I used this more traditional looking base game furniture set, but I do think it looks really nice. I use it in a white swatch, so that makes it look a little bit more on the updated side of things, maybe like freshly painted. And then, yeah, this room is just all ready for an infant. I also placed a play mat in here and some toys. We obviously have a crib, a changing table with a trash can attached to it. So you should be fine there when you're changing out or like feeding your toddler or your infant, I mean. And then for the rest, there's just a lot of open space here on the floor because I wanted there to be lots of space for the infant to just crawl around, play around, do tummy time maybe, so we have enough space for that as well. But for the rest, this room is very bright, and we do have some decorations on the wall, but it's not too detailed, not too personalized. Just very bright and just a nice little space. And then over here, we have a nice side porch off of the living room space. We have these big sliding glass doors from the Island Living pack leading into the side yard. We have the tiniest little porch with some plants and just a nice bench and in the corner. And then here we have an extended little terrace where I placed a grill and then also a outdoor dining table so your Sims can have some nice outdoor dinners in the summertime or whenever the weather is nice, I guess. And I also did an extra little seating area back here as well. We also have a seating area on the front porch, but I kind of wanted to do one here in the backyard as well. I thought that would be realistic. So I copied over that same couch or like love seat that I'm using in the front of the house. I really like this season's furniture set. It just goes really nicely with this house, I feel like, especially in this swatch. So that's what I decided to do. And then in the back, we also have some planter boxes, of course, and we have the monkey jungle bars for the kids to use. And then I also added the woodworking bench. But that's basically it for this house. So let's jump into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I love the color scheme. It's very bright and neutral, and I love the white windows. It just feels very modern to me, which is exactly what I wanted. We have a nice driveway over here where I parked a few bikes, as you can see. And then off to the side here, we have a gate leading into the backyard, but we also have a staircase here basically leading onto the side porch and into the yard as well. So back here we have a seating area, a dining area, some planter boxes, some lounge chairs, just a nice little side yard. It's nothing fancy. And then over here, obviously we have the front porch. If you wanted to, there is definitely some space to add in some more skill building items like an easel or a chess table. You could easily fit that here if you wanted to, but I chose to do a little seating area because I thought we had the perfect space for it. And then over here we have the front door leading into the house. So we have a small entryway space with a coat rack and things. And then basically over here we just have the kitchen. I love how this kitchen came out for some reason. It's been a while since I've used these counters and cabinets, so I feel like that felt a little bit refreshing to me. But I love the little island moment we have, and then just the nice cluttered kitchen. I feel like it just looks pretty realistic. Then back here we have the dining table. It's a 5-seater dining table. You could make it a 6-seater one by just moving it away from the wall and placing another chair, but that just felt a little bit too cramped for my liking. So I decided to keep this little area a nice routing space, if you will. And then over here we have the living room space with a sectional couch, an additional chair, and just a little TV over here in the corner. We have some bookcases and then just some open space back here to play with your infant if you wanted to. Then over here we have a little hallway space where we have the staircase, and then off to the side here we have the guest bedroom / dad's office space. I really like this office space. The lighting in here is just gorgeous, feels very inspiring to me, and we just have some clutter here in the back, some more filing cabinets over here, and then this also is the guest bedroom, as you can see. Then over here we have the teens room. Like I said already, I really enjoy the color scheme in here. I feel like it's just very youthful and colorful colorful without it being too over the top, if that makes sense. I especially like this like desk setup and this little chair and the hints of purple everywhere. I don't know, it just feels very serene to me. And then they have a nice built-in wardrobe on this side. And then over here in the back, we have the downstairs bathroom / laundry space. This is nothing too fancy, but I feel like it's nice and realistic. Then upstairs, we have the landing, and all the way in the back here is the parents' bedroom. So this is definitely the biggest room, the biggest bedroom, I want to say, of the house. Double bed, obviously, with some cluttered nightstands. I used this hanging plant a bunch of times throughout this house, but it just felt perfect. So I hope it doesn't feel too repetitive. But they have a dresser with a TV in here, a little love seat, built-in wardrobe with a mirror, and then back here they have a little ensuite. It's only small, but they do have a full shower tub combo in here, and then just a nice sink and toilet, obviously, as well. Then next to the parents' room, we have the kids' room. Very, very bright and colorful. I love the hints of red in here. Like I said, it's not something I usually go for, but for this room, it just makes sense. So they have a little desk here with a bunch of toys and knickknacks, some prizes that they won by playing sports probably. And yeah, a bunch of activities in here. And then over here, we have the infants' room, which feels more bright, a little bit more on the neutral side of things. Nice crib situation, another tummy time or play mat on the floor, and then a changing table with some knickknacks. As well, the lighting in here this time of day is just, it's just gorgeous. And then over here, we have the hall bathroom that is mostly used by the kids. So I tried to make it a little bit more youthful with some colored clutter and some decals. They have a separate shower and tub because this bathroom is pretty spacious. And then obviously a toilet over here as well. But that is basically it for this house. So this modern Craftsman home is up on the gallery. It comes in at just over 105,000 simoleons, so it's very expensive. But you know what? My houses always are, so I feel like that is nothing new. It has 5 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms, and I built it on a 30 by 20 in the world of San Sequoia in the neighborhood where the rec center is located. So if you want to place it in your game, then that is where it goes. But that's gonna do it for today's video, so I really hope that you enjoyed this one. You can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery, like I just showed you. My username on the gallery is Simmary Sims. You can also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and on TikTok if you'd like. My username on there is Simmary Sims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. I also live stream over on Twitch a few times a week. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and give me a follow over on twitch.tv/Simmary Sims. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.